Your relationship might be bad, but just be glad you aren't dating this cop. Her name's Valerie, and Valerie is about 32 when this story starts, living in Long Island, New York. And in 2017, she meets a guy who changes her whole life. Like I said, she's a police officer, and one day she's on patrol in Queens. She's driving through a neighborhood when she spots this guy washing his car. And immediately she's like, damn, he kinda fine. So she pulls over and decides to say, hey. Now the guy's name is John. He looks up. They start talking, and pretty quickly, he thinks Valerie is attractive too. So they hit it off almost instantly. The conversation turns flirty and the chemistry is obvious. But here's the problem. Valerie is married. That doesn't stop them. They exchange contact info anyway, start texting, then hanging out. And before long, the relationship turns physical. What starts as a casual connection quickly turns into a full-blown secret relationship. They begin sneaking around, meeting at hotels, keeping everything hidden. Over time, things get intense. At one point, they even get matching tattoos on their left hands that say, "Till death." And John even gets Valerie's name tattooed on him. At this point, they're deeply involved. Eventually, John introduces Valerie to his teenage daughter. And that's when things start to change. Almost immediately, Valerie doesn't like John's daughter. Not just a little discomfort, real resentment. It feels like jealousy. She notices everything. The gifts he buys his daughter, the attention he gives her, the time they spend together. And instead of seeing it as normal parenting, Valerie takes it personally. She wants all of that attention for herself. John notices the tension, but he tries to keep the peace. He avoids pushing back too hard because he doesn't want conflict. About a year goes by and nothing improves. Valerie and John are still together, still sneaking around, and she still hates his daughter. They argue about it constantly. Then one day things go too far. They're hanging out when John gets a text. Valerie immediately asks, "Who's texting you?" John tries to brush it off and says it's just an email. But Valerie knows he's lying and it's actually a message from his daughter. And for some reason that sets her off. Out of nowhere, she pulls out her gun and points it at him. She tells him if he ever lies again, she'll kill him. John is shaken. This isn't just jealousy anymore, this is dangerous. So he reports her to the police. To their credit, the department takes it seriously. Valerie is placed on modified duty. She's removed from patrol and assigned to monitor security cameras instead. And most importantly, they take away her gun. At the same time, her personal life is falling apart. Her husband, Isaiah, is now in constant conflict with her. One argument gets especially intense, and during it, he knocks her phone out of her hand. That moment spirals, and he ends up getting arrested for domestic violence, even though he claims he did nothing wrong. Everything around Valerie is turning into chaos. Meanwhile, her relationship with John is also breaking down. Eventually, he decides he's done and breaks things off. But the drama doesn't stop there. John decides to come clean to Isaiah. The two of them meet, and John confesses everything. The affair, the relationship, all of it. He even apologizes. Not long after that, Isaiah files for divorce. Now Valerie has lost her marriage. And John. But Valerie isn't ready to let John go. She starts calling him constantly, messaging him nonstop, showing up, harassing him, and sometimes even threatening him and his daughter. Instead of pulling him back, it pushes him further away. So John files a restraining order against her, but Valerie ignores it. Over and over again, she violates the order. Eventually, John has no choice but to call the police, and she gets arrested. It seems like this might finally be the end. But when the court date comes, something unexpected happens. John is supposed to testify against her, but he doesn't. He backs down. He lies and says he made everything up, that she never violated the restraining order. And just like that, she walks free. Even more shocking, they get back together. John realizes this has gone too far. He pretends to go along with her plan. But behind the scenes, he goes to the FBI and reports everything. The FBI tells him to start recording their conversations. If she talks about the plan, they can build a case. So John secretly records her. And eventually, she lays it all out. She wants to hire someone to kill Isaiah and then kill his daughter as well. Now the FBI moves in. They approach Isaiah and tell him everything. He's shocked. He knew things were bad, but not this bad. Then they propose a plan. Fake his death to trap Valerie. Isaiah agrees. The FBI stages the scene. They take Isaiah to a remote area, place him in his car, scatter broken glass around, and position him to look like he's been killed. Then they take photos to make it convincing. Next, officers go to Valerie and tell her the news. Her husband is dead. She acts shocked, emotional, completely unaware it's all staged. After that, John shows her the fake crime scene photos and tells her the hitman wants an extra $3,000 to also kill his daughter. And Valerie agrees. She even starts talking about deleting messages to avoid getting caught. But she has no idea. John is wearing a wire. As she talks, everything is being recorded. That's all the FBI needs. Suddenly, agents rush in. The room fills with chaos as Valerie is arrested on the spot. The entire plan collapses in seconds. In the end, she takes a plea deal and is sentenced to 4 years in prison. And honestly, for everything that happened, that doesn't sound like much.